Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day, and today I would like to share with you guys a unboxing. This is a knife that I was not expecting to get today. I was honestly expecting it to come like next week, just because this is from Amazon, right? Even though it's not in the typical Amazon packaging, which is, I do think it's a little weird, but whatever, not a big deal. It's just a box versus the little smiley packages. Amazon's usually really good about dialing in when their stuff is going to land, and I actually have a couple things that I'm expecting to get today, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm excited to get something anyway. We're going to use the Remet WD-107. I believe that's the model number. This guy's been freaking sweet for what it is. It is a budget banger knife, but it's been an absolute joy to use. It really has been. And if this design looks familiar, yes, there used to be a premium version that I have checked out on the channel, of course. And I'd honestly say that the budget one is a huge improvement. Now, there is tape all over this freaking box. I'm just trying to figure out where to cut. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, I didn't do it right at all, but whatever. Okay, a little piece of foam, nice little tight box. So this is coming from Y-Start. Never experienced anything from them. To my knowledge, it's another micro Chinese brand. It looks like they have a lot of budget-oriented stuff, but some of their stuff kind of looks a little premium. This is going to be more on the budget side. You know, for reasons being, I've been checking out a lot of budget knives just on the hunt for something cool, right? And I love sharing the experience overall with you, whether it's good or bad. Get a nice little microfiber cloth, nothing fancy. It's a little box, a little cardboard sleeve. They do have an Instagram there, so you can check that out. Made in China. I do appreciate that they are transparent about that, and that's really about it. Okay, this is it's a big boy. It's definitely on the larger side. You know, the full size plus knife. Oh yeah, that's big. That's pretty freaking big. What? What the hell is that? Is this a... Oh, what the heck? Is this some sort of pin? It just kind of... Okay, we'll figure that out. Those threads actually feel pretty good, surprisingly. Okay. So we have a flipper. We have studs. Those are some cool looking studs. Nice and grabby. D2 has a black stonewash over it. It looks like there's a lot of juice, just a lot of oil from the factory. We're gonna go ahead and wipe out all that off, but let's go ahead and give this guy a flip and check out the detail on this. Not too bad. And that is a beautiful black stonewash. Oh yeah, that is good. Damn, from the factory. This is a geez, I can't remember the price of this right off the bat, but it was definitely a sub $50 knife. And just from flipping it a couple times, I think this is going to break in beautifully. Now check this out. I didn't even notice that. RAHE Designs. That I don't want to say that explains a lot because I haven't really checked out many things, but I do have one of their designs that I absolutely love in the collection. This is a Tucson knife, hand designed by RAHE. This is the Tucson TS298 14C, full titanium. This thing is freaking just sick. It's an awesome, super aggressive Wharncliffe knife. Definitely on the more tactical looking side, but this looks pretty freaking cool. I mean, at least the blade profile, that looks pretty cool. I really like how they have a very low tip there, flat up here with a little harpoon. There's a little swedge there, and some jimping. It's not super deep, but I like that they put it there anyway. You do kind of have the flipper in the way a little bit, but you can sit on it comfortably. This is a large knife, definitely a large knife. Let's see if I could back up my camera a little bit. It's just when the knife is in my hand, it just takes up way too much of the screen. You guys are gonna see my grimy white table in the background, but whatever. So I want to see what that pin was for. I think that might be for an external stop. I don't think I've ever had any knife or design on the channel that has a removable external stop. I think, oh yeah, look, we got some threads right there. And that actually looks like it's a little chamfered spot to accommodate on that side too as well, I guess. So okay, yeah, sure, let's let's check that out. Okay, threads are pretty smooth. I can just do finger tight, just trying to get it right. Am I doing this right? Am I tacticaling right? Am I doing this? No, I'm not tactical enough to get it right. Okay, it's getting caught on something. It's almost as if like it's not going through all the way. Well, you guys get the point. It's an external stop, and oh, it goes pretty much all the way down on this side. So I'm sure it can be put through the other side. There might have been just a little burr keeping it from going through and being able to screw it down finger tight, but I can not disengage when that pin is in, so that's cool. It is rock solid. It really truly is rock solid. And you know what, I didn't even bother checking out the strength, or I guess the tolerances, without the super crazy overbuilt tactical removable external pin. That's this little guy. Check it out. It's cool. It's cool. I like the idea. I think it's kind of unnecessary, but I like the idea. Okay. Yeah. If you muscle it, yeah, you could feel a little bit. You feel a little bit of movement. Side to side, well, rock solid for sure. Definitely. Let's check for pivot movement. No, there's nothing there. That's cool. And what I'm doing, I'm just going back and forth to see if there's any sort of play within the pivot. That's really it there. I am okay. The reverse flick is very comfortable. The detent on this is on the lighter side, but it is just strong enough to make things feel very snappy. It's very satisfying on the deployment. There is jimping on the flipper tab, which is cool, and I'm assuming you might be able to. Actually, no, the scale kind of gets in the way right there. Here's the pivot, and this looks like it's a proprietary pivot, possibly. I'm sure I could find some kind of tool to eventually take this thing apart. There seems to be a lot of what look to be T6 screws all over the freaking place. Sorry, my ice maker just went off. Turn that off. I don't need to freaking get blacked out drunk right now with some nice icy drinks. But bent steel pocket clip, nothing fancy. Looks pretty darn centered, maybe a little bit to the clip side. I'm gonna call that good for being a budget knife, but it really does look like it's a little bit to the clip side. Not a big deal. Definitely not at this price point. A half-length geared backspacer that does protrude just a little bit. That's cool. All right. And this looks like to be a inlay over the G10 scales. So it's just another piece of G10. Different color. That is about it. Those studs, man, very, very comfortable. They look aggressive, but I promise you they're not. They feel very comfortable using the meat of your fingers or actually your nail. Like I said, the detent on this, the retention, it is on the lighter side, but just enough to where the blade's not going to come flying out. And seeing if there's any play yeah, it's just I want to get into this and immediately tighten up the detent a little bit, because that's just me. I would prefer a stronger detent, but for what it is, right out of the box, it feels pretty freaking good. I know a lot of people would be impressed with this. Back here, that is a good spot to be in. And if I need to choke up, yeah, sure, I'm cool with that. That's pretty good. Gonna go ahead and do some size comparisons. We'll take the weight, check out that edge, and we'll call it a day. But all right, let's bring out some big boys. We could even use the Remet WD-107. So yeah, shorty guy, definitely. This beautiful beast. Full-size Doug Ritter Hogue. RSK. Super unnecessarily long name. This is the Wee Praxis. It is even still then bigger than a Wee Praxis. That's cool. PM2. Absolutely dwarfs a PM2. Makes it look like a PM3. PM3. Para 3, excuse me. What other things can I bring out? Yeah, I don't have a lot of big stuff in the collection. Titanium titty. Here we go. Everybody likes titanium titty. And XM18 3.5. Oh yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, this is a full-size plus knife. A lot of people are gonna like this size, just because big knives are pretty freaking cool. This is probably the largest, one of the largest knives in the collection. And because of the blade shape, I think the Y-Start has just a little bit more blade there. Not by much. Definitely get a good bit more cutting edge. Almost like 3/4 of an inch. It's the good boy right here. Yeah, so this is, yes, this is a very big knife. Yeah, I'm gonna call it good with size comparisons. That was plenty. Let's get the weight on this. My scale is absolutely filthy. Let's bring this in a little bit. It does have steel liners. It is a big freaking knife. 5.9. Doesn't bug me, but yeah, it is definitely heavy. You're not gonna want to have this in basketball shorts, that's for sure. Let's take a look at that liner. It is inset, and look at those huge holes right there for some weight relief. That's nice. You do have some relief right there, and access to the liner. That's pretty good to me. That is pretty good. Would have been cool if they kind of cut that out, scallop that out a little bit, just for a little bit more comfort. But again, this is a sub $50 knife. All those types of little nitpicky things. Well, it would be cool to see that on here. It isn't, so I'm not gonna, nitpick it too hard. Yeah, let's check out that lockup. It does have a ceramic detent ball. You can see it down in there. Pretty good lockup. No stick, no slip. You can go ahead and knock it a couple times. Nothing, not going anywhere. And I don't see any kind of movement in the pivot. That's cool. I like that. All right. Edge test. I don't know what to expect, but from everything I'm seeing so far, this is this is quite surprising. Honestly, I'm quite impressed. Just get a close-up look at that black stonewash. Looks pretty consistent. I like it. No weird marks. Just a crap ton of juice all over this thing. The edge looks pretty good for the most part. Feels pretty thin. The blade stock thickness, it's yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's a bit on the thicker side, but it does come down to a relatively thin tip right there. Do have a little bit of smile already from the factory. And let's see where that, does this have internal stops? No, it has that stop pin. So if you wanted to, you could Dremel that out to make a deeper sharpening choil, just so it's, you know, easier to sharpen. You don't have the ugly smile right there. But yeah, no, that's not too bad. Oh yeah, that is good. I'm not even really moving the blade much. I'm just pulling the paper right through it. Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna call that a nice working finish. Now, I don't have my little pocket strap with me at the moment. I'm sure just a couple passes and this thing would be hair shaving sharp. But out of the box, yeah, that's good. I'm cool with that. That's a little bit more refined than just a simple working edge. But for the price, I really don't have any complaints. I'm cool with that. And D2, it's a good steal at this price point. Would I like to see something a little bit better? 14C28N would have been freaking awesome, even if the price did go up just by a little bit. But that's really about it. So yeah, this little pin goes in there, and it stays in the handle right here. But that's kind of a weird spot to have it in. Honestly, I would lose the pin. I don't think that this is really a design that requires something like this. It's a cool little feature, I guess, a little fun fact about this. But, see, I have large structure, large size hands, but I do have slim fingers. If you have truly XL and just bratwurst for fingers, you might fill it up a whole lot more than I am here, and you might get pretty close to that pin. So I'm gonna say for me, this is pretty comfortable. Honestly, it really does feel quite comfortable, whether I'm choked up closer up here to the edge or beneath that flipper tab there. So I don't really interact with that, but I can see that that may be something that could possibly, you know, get in the way or maybe poke you because it's sitting in your pocket like that. Let me go ahead and throw it in my pocket, see what that feels like. Because if I press up against something, that's going right into my hip, essentially. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was going to do. That's not really comfortable at all. I don't like that. I would honestly lose the pin completely. Or, let's see. I'm just trying to, you know, this is just an idea, but screw the lanyard hole, get rid of it, and move the threads to the outside. It's not like you can reverse the clip anyway on this design. So, well, maybe, can you? You might actually be able to. Possibly. I don't know. But that looks like it could be moved over, possibly. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the clip probably won't be moved to the left side because of the way that it's, you know, shaped as is. So yeah, probably not. Yeah, it's just kind of a just a right-handed clip for sure. But it would be nice to see if you really need this stinking little pin, put it right there. There. Have it tucked away. It sits right there. Shouldn't go anywhere. It's not touching the blade. It's completely covered by the back spacer. And while it's in your pocket, it's not going to be sticking out and digging into your hip right there if you press up against something. Now, how am I going to get that out? Well, I don't really care to get it out because I'm probably never going to use that little pin. But even still, I think that if you smash it into the lanyard hole, it's probably not going to go anywhere. And if you lose it, whatever. This isn't really a knife that would require that. The lockup and geometry and everything feels solid enough to go through more, I guess, heavier duty tasks. This is still a folding knife with G10 and steel liners. I'm not expecting it to be an absolute, a unit that you would go and take and, chop down a tree with. But for basic EDC plus use, then yeah, this is pretty freaking nice for the money for sure. And that action, that is stupid smooth. Again, with the proprietary hardware, I'm gonna go ahead and check out their website to see if they have that, so I can pick that up if I can't find anything that I could use in the place of that. But this is honestly pretty cool, and I'm pleasantly surprised with how everything does actually feel. It's a funky but cool looking knife. I like the added texture, all the milling. It is pretty much flat, but there are some contoured spaces, or at least chamfered. Everything feels pretty knocked down and well rounded off for the most part. The teeth on the liner feel a little bit crisp, but honestly, the disengagement is so smooth and so comfortable. It's not something you're going to be mashing your thumb into and, break away that engagement. It's a very, very smooth disengagement. This is something that I can comfortably flip and flick all day long, and it honestly feels pretty good. So I'm honestly pretty impressed by this. This is a cool pickup. I like it. I definitely do like it. Of course, in a week or so, I will be coming with a full review on this. And yeah, stay tuned. If you guys like this unboxing, go ahead and leave a like down below. If you are subscribed, thank you so much. I appreciate all your guys' support and patience. Of course, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, because I have plenty more videos and content coming your guys' way. And with that being said, have a wonderful rest of your day.